Hello and hope you're doing well. Welcome back to more Rocket League news. Now our weekly series breaking down NA and EU RLCS results. So I hope you guys all enjoy. Of course, this video is going to be NA. Our next one following soon after will cover EU results. I'm going to give out 4 to 5 awards each and every week and break down for all of you guys what I saw the past weekend. And again, I cannot wait because I love RLCS. This past weekend was very fun to watch. I think a great start to the series as well. And along with that, a lot of heavy potential teams out there. Teams that were competing, teams that even if they lost, they kept the games very close. I would say there was really only one clear-cut series in my mind that I thought was fairly dominant, that being NRG, and we'll talk about what else we saw as well. We'll give you guys a quick summary, quick breakdown, and then of course hop into our awards. So I hope you guys all enjoy. Welcome to week 1 NA RLCS. And it was really crazy what we saw. You know, ironically enough, we talk about, you know, each and every season we generally see teams fall right to the bottom, teams rise to the top. Ironically, because North America so far, our 3 Titans are of our top 4 spots. You know, you see G2 slightly below EG, but just based off game differential there, but still you see Cloud9 NRG also at the top as expected, but still some nice surprises from teams out there. Unfortunately, I say unfortunately because it's one of my favorite teams out there, that being Ghost. I did predict to go 0-2. That's based off recent roster changes, and some sort of lack of synergy definitely did kind of show in those games, although I will say they blew that Splice series. We'll talk more about Ghost in a bit here as well when we give out some of our awards, the award they probably do not want to win. Then you look at a team like Splice. I think Splice really did carry, of course, that series against Ghost was a pretty close series, and we'll give them the win no matter what. But against Cloud9, the 3-0 on the scoreboard was certainly not that, okay? You look at a game 2 that was very rough for Karma. Game 1 and 2 both brought into overtime, and they also, in that final game 3, they blow a 3-1 lead. This 3-0 sweep could have easily been a reverse sweep in the other half. I think Splice could have taken this series. Yes, they did not, so yeah, you give Cloud9 the victory, but still, we've seen teams time and time again so far throughout week 1 really make series very interesting. Space Station Gaming doing the very same against G2, right? We saw in game 2, I believe, almost a 7-minute overtime, and then games 3 and 4, G2 won narrowly in the closing seconds. So we got a lot of close teams out there, and like I said before in the intro, I think the only really clear-cut series that I thought was pretty dominant was NRG. So these results do not definitely show what we're going to see over the next few weeks, and again, right around week 3 to 4, we'll have more of a solidified opinion of what's so far going out there. But ironically enough, at the end of the day, our teams that won are generally going to be probably our better teams predicted-wise so far, with our top 3 giants in the top 4 teams right now. But let's get into awards out there, our awards out there, the first of which being the team of the week. And so each and every week I'm going to break down these awards for all of you. There might be multiple winners of each award, and some weeks we might not have an award at all for that certain category. This first one being teams, I'm going to give it to 2 teams actually. NRG, first of all, overall a very consistent team. I couldn't give out an individual MVP player of the team. I think they overall, amongst other teams out there, they not have a shining star besides maybe Justin, you know, his defensive award as well. I think the entire roster looked very clean, and I really expected just about that. Along with them, though, I think EG definitely deserving of this. Not only because Classic in his demos, he's setting up his teammates as well. Corrupted actually earned the offensive MVP of the week, or the overall MVP of the entire week, but I give it to Drippay. So overall, I was very impressed by all 3 players on the roster. I think Drippay offensively will show him in a play of the week as well. Really carried that team to a victory against Rogue, and that series on top of all of this was my favorite series of the entire week. So my 2 teams have to be of the week so far, NRG and Evil Geniuses. And then for players of the week, I will also have 2 awards for that. And to speak of the devil himself, that will be Drippay. Again, honorable mention for Corrupted himself as well. He was definitely full of highlight reels, but Drippay, ironically enough, we'll mention him next on the plays there. I really think offensively created something special there against Rogue. And again, just an incredible series as well, proving himself, as the thumbnail does say, is a better pickup currently between him and Kronovi. And during that series, just a great, if you guys did not get a chance to watch that as well, going all the way to game 5 as well. So I think Drippay is certainly deserving of himself. Corrupted could also be in there. And then very lastly, Karma, definitely worthy of a shout out as well. If you guys watched her play this past weekend, it was pretty astonishing the things she could do with the ball and the opportunities she made for herself. She really impressed me. The ability is certainly there with that team, and I think Splice, again, a team who could have started out 2-0 in this series, or in this season so far. And speaking of the Devils, guys, bouncing into our next plays as well, we do have 2 plays from the 2 players I did just mention, that being Drippay and that being Karma, okay, sorry, it's sometimes the letters just, they get to me, and then pronunciation is not my strong suit. Anyway, though, they proved themselves with 2 great plays this past weekend, but of the 2 plays, I think Karma's pool shot takes the cake.
All out in the middle, Classics with another demo. Drippay, did he get the flip reset? Drippay, welcome to North America. Enjoy your stay.
High Torment should have this. Actually does not make contact. A failure on the trajectory. Now here comes infield pass. It squish the nose. I think Squishy scored this.
Let's find out.
Shot?
Let's find out.
Yeah, because his nose got on the pass here, which means that Squishy gets bumped into
He did.
a full shot from Karma. Oh my goodness.
And then very lastly, probably going to avoid, if you guys watch my format video about this, I wanted to do underwhelming players and underwhelming teams, separate categories. But given the fact that if I ever diss on a player, you guys are going to respond negatively, I might just keep it to a broader assumption, that being an underwhelming team. So if you guys want me to do underwhelming players, I certainly can. I don't like picking on individual people, though, when it comes to negative talk, so we might just throw that out there. But either way, underwhelming team out there this week has to be, unfortunately, Ghost Gaming. As we predicted them to go 0-2, I think even more underwhelming or more disappointing was the way they went 0-2. Like I said before, they certainly blew that series against Splice. It was very frustrating to watch if you are certainly, like me, a Ghost Gaming fan, because it was game 1, the last 3 seconds they lost that game to Splice, so that was very sad to see. Then if you watch game 3 as well, unfortunately enough, it was open goal miss, I believe by Illusion. I'm not really sure if I remember that correctly, but it was an open goal miss and should have been a goal for sure for them, and they blew that game as well. So it was very, very back and forth. I think overall what we can see from an outside perspective is some sort of lack of synergy, lack of communication, maybe lack of trust with this roster so far, with the newest addition being Illusion. I think Lethamir, if he had won a single game this past weekend, he would certainly have been an MVP player. He is nuts offensively, but you know, he needs to learn maybe to trust some of his teammates as well with that ball, but still, nonetheless, he was a standout player as well. So if they had won just one game, he certainly would have been in my MVP players of the week as well. So not really sure what's going on here with Ghost Gaming. It's also very unfortunate because with such a short season, right, starting out 0-2 is never a good sign, and we'll see how they can actually bounce back, because this week 1 can be a big momentum shift in both the upward and of course the backward / downward direction. So hopefully Ghost can bounce back, and definitely some 2 crucial losses for them, but I hope they can actually get it together and click and hopefully retain their spot at least in the league, and if not, try and compete for playoffs. But as always, I hope you guys all enjoy this breakdown of NA RLCS. If you guys did, leave a comment down below what you think, what teams or players you think also deserved awards. But as always, my name is Jake. I hope you guys all enjoy. I will see you back here next week with more RLCS breakdowns, and until next time, guys, take care.